got to get into this. Now, we know the refs in the WNBA, complete jokes, Home Depot workers, Target workers.
I have to dig into this one. Look, at this point, everybody knows the officiating in the WNBA is basically a punchline. These aren't full-time career referees. Half of them are moonlighting, guys clocking in at Home Depot, ringing you up at Target, sitting on a Best Buy customer service line, okay? They're doing side gigs. They're painting houses. They're snaking drains. All kinds of random work. They are not professional referees.
We know they are not legitimate referees. They do odd jobs. They paint houses. They fix plumbing, all types of stuff. They're not professional referees.
And now these WNBA officials have been completely called out. The league has slid into an all-out state of internal chaos. Right now, the entire pro basketball world is staring at a full institutional collapse after leaked high-def footage put the on-court corruption on display for everyone to see. For months now, millions of furious fans have been saying the same thing. That once-in-a-generation superstar Caitlin Clark is being deliberately hunted by resentful veterans clinging to their turf. But once a live broadcast angle caught officials flat out looking away from a genuinely dangerous, completely uncalled for physical attack, the story slipped entirely out of the front office's hands. The rulebook could not be clearer.
This is crazy, man. They are all over Fox News getting absolutely slaughtered. Let's check it out.
All right.
The second a player makes illegal contact, it's supposed to be whistled as a personal foul immediately to keep the game honest. But what everybody saw in those brutal 9 seconds of footage was a flat-out choice not to blow the whistle. No foul, no warning, zero protection for the rookie phenom. And the tape makes it obvious this wasn't a blown angle or a slow reaction. It was a deliberate, calculated call by the crew to let the whole thing keep going with no consequences. Now the entire sports world is calling for real accountability. And it gets more disturbing the closer you read the actual rule language the league has quietly been hoping nobody looks up.
They all over the damn news again. Kathy, you ain't been on the news since Nafisa Collier blasted your ass after they got eliminated last year by this same goon who is the reason that Nafisa Collier is still out with injury.
By the book, when a player crosses the line into unnecessary, excessive, illegal contact against an opponent, that's automatically a flagrant one, a call that carries serious disciplinary weight and an automatic review. But across this ugly 18-second stretch of straight-up violence, the referee just froze, watching the aggression happen from a few feet away, and treated a textbook flagrant like it was nothing. That silence has torn a hole in whatever public trust was left, and it's fueling the idea that the people paid to enforce the rules are actually helping take down the league's single biggest financial asset, practically overnight. And now these two are basically wanted men. They're all over the news. They're getting torched on Fox News, absolutely dragged.
After those videos went viral late yesterday, the WNBA decided to take action, and the punishment for recklessly targeting and endangering the league's biggest star was a single-game suspension.
Disgusting.
And when you watch it back, the fist to the neck is already brutal to sit through, but it starts even earlier. Alyssa Thomas drives a knee into Caitlin Clark, then puts a forearm and hand up around Clark's neck, and then damn near stomps her while stepping over her body. The ball is already long gone by the time any of this happens. And don't forget who let it slide. A ref is standing right there and calls absolutely nothing. And it doesn't stop. Shortly after, Clark gets hit again on what her coach flatly called another cheap shot, one that sent her out of the game hurt. And once again, no foul. After the final buzzer, the Indiana Fever's coach was furious that the league keeps letting this stuff happen. And honestly, that image is wild. It's crazy what's going on. They're back in the headlines again.
Well, I mean, this is pretty clear what our effect has been. One expert puts it in 2024, Caitlin Clark was responsible for 25%.
Kathy, you haven't been in the news like this since Nafisa Collier lit you up after they got knocked out last year by the same enforcer who's the reason Collier is still sidelined with an injury. Kathy, y'all are in the news again. WNBA Rico, we've got a generational talent, a genuine superstar, and she takes two clear cheap shots that both go uncalled. And around this officiating mess, the story has spiraled into a nationwide fan revolt, with arenas sitting half empty and rows of vacant seats staring back at the cameras during primetime. That drop in attendance and the sliding ratings reportedly set off real alarm inside the league's leadership, leading to the suspension of the main official tied to the incident. And here's where it gets loud. There are claims circulating that one prominent official, after years of staying silent, has cracked under the media pressure and started talking. In what's being described as leaked testimony, and I want to stress this is unconfirmed, that suspended official supposedly admitted there was pressure from higher up to let veterans play rough against Clark, specifically to slow her rise and protect the old guard.
She comes off as soft, she comes off as weak, she comes off as a brat, she comes off as too...
Or she just wants to play basketball and it's a bunch of goon and thuggery going on right now for no reason.
The claim goes that ignoring the flagrant contact was shaped by a locker room culture that sees the rookie as a threat to the establishment rather than the gift she actually is. If true, you can see why that would put Commissioner Kathy Engelbert in an impossible spot, blowing straight through whatever PR wall the league had built, right as the financial health of the whole sport looks shaky. And the corporate side is nervous too. Reports suggest major sponsors are huddling in emergency meetings to re-examine their arena deals and broadcast rights, because no big brand wants to be tied to a league that lets its own staff put its marquee players at risk on live TV. Meanwhile, Alyssa Thomas is reportedly livid behind closed doors, going back and forth with team management, while a big chunk of the public is calling for lifetime bans for anyone connected to the alleged targeting. So the league's in a genuine bind. Protect the crews and the aggressive veterans, and the seats stay empty and the whole thing keeps bleeding. It's unacceptable. And when this kind of thing happens over and over and over again, eventually it just wears you down. After those clips blew up overnight, the WNBA finally acted, and the penalty for recklessly targeting and endangering the biggest star in the league was a single-game suspension. A one-game suspension. That's flat out disgusting, Kathy Engelbert. You ought to go fire yourself. For Alyssa Thomas, it's that plus a flagrant 2 that comes with a $1,000 fine.
Would be a terrible thing for the league. I'm sorry, it can't, because I'm telling you, the reason they're trying them, hold on. The reason they're trying her is because, I wish she got mad enough to come at me.
And then the Phoenix Mercury seemed to mock the whole situation, posting and quickly deleting a meme after the game showing one of their players on the floor. All of it just feeds the critics who say the league doesn't value and won't protect the very player who's dragged women's basketball to heights it's never seen. Record TV deals, record viewership, sellouts wherever Caitlin Clark shows up. Because the numbers she's just been handed are incredible, the impact she's had is off the charts. One expert estimates that in 2024, Caitlin Clark accounted for around 25% of the WNBA's total revenue. 25%. That's enormous. And that's the vice the league is caught in. Do nothing and you risk financial disaster. But go the other way, hand out sweeping suspensions, and expose the full locker room story, and you risk a player revolt that could fracture the league for good. What makes this whole thing such a nightmare for WNBA leadership is that the fans have completely seized control of the narrative, and they're not accepting anything short of a full house cleaning. Clark's camp, for its part, has stayed pointedly quiet through the entire saga, letting the footage, the empty seats, and the sinking ratings do all the talking, which somehow only pours more fuel on the fire. And every hour that goes by without a serious independent investigation makes the league look more compromised, more defensive, and less capable of managing its own house. Some people say she's being bullied because she comes off soft, comes off weak, comes off like a brat. Or maybe she just wants to play basketball, and there's a bunch of goon behavior and thuggery going on right now for no reason. Are we basketball players or are we gangsters? That's the real question, because a lot of this stuff just doesn't add up.
But what are we talking about? We're talking about women, though. She shouldn't be forced to go in there and have a brawl with somebody. Like, come on, man. This thing has gone so far left and has become so ridiculous.
And the reason she gets treated like that is because those women know they can get away with it. Think about it. If I'm talking to my son and he's getting picked on at school, you know how that conversation goes. Because this is the whole point. Caitlin Clark deciding to swing back and catching the cleanest right hand to the jaw west of the Mississippi, that would be a disaster for the league. The reason they keep testing her is because deep down, they're daring her to snap. And that's exactly why she shouldn't take the bait. Take it from someone who isn't a fighter. People test you right up until they figure out you're actually about that action. And the second they realize you'll really do it, they stop testing you. True story. There's this story about Zach Thomas, Hall of Famer, Dolphins linebacker. This veteran, 34 years old, got into it with a rookie in practice. And his position coach, Will Mushamp, walks off the field with him, arm in arm, Zach carrying his helmet and pads, and asks him, "Why'd you fight this rookie?" And Zach says, "Because the rookie held me. And if I fight him the first time he holds me, he learns that every time he holds me, it might turn into a fight. And he's not going to want to fight me every single day."
She shouldn't have to punch somebody in the face and tarnish her brand to protect herself. Like, come on.
Thomas, 34-year-old veteran linebacker for the Dolphins, got in a fight with a rookie.
It's a principle you can run with because every time they don't actually want to fight you, Caitlin. So the bottom line is, if you just fight one, just one, the message gets sent. But hold on, what are we even talking about here? We're talking about women. She shouldn't be forced to go in there and brawl with somebody. This whole thing has gone so far off the rails, it's become ridiculous. People are genuinely losing their minds over it. She's the one being targeted. The hate, the jealousy, the envy. It's that simple. Where is the commissioner in all this? She shouldn't have to punch somebody in the face and wreck her own brand just to protect herself. The unwritten rules of the locker room have been yanked out into the national spotlight, and the paying fans have made it clear they're not coming back until real justice is served and the whole broken system gets torn down from the top. The dysfunction inside the WNBA front office feels like it's hit a point of no return, and the sense is the current setup can't survive both a fan uprising and a financial slide at the same time. The footage is out there, it's undeniable, and the people talking are reportedly ripping the league's PR shield apart from the inside. So was the officiating crew fully guilty of intentionally leaving Caitlin Clark exposed out there? Should the suspended ref and Alyssa Thomas face permanent bans to bring some integrity back to the game? And do you honestly think the WNBA can recover from a scandal like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Let's get this conversation going, because word is even top league executives are reading the comments on videos like this to gauge where the public's at. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the next breaking sports story. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the very next one.